Director La Vigne, thank you so much for your time this morning.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Let's start off with where you see some of the major challenges are for the forensic science community.
One of the biggest challenges is around the forensic infrastructure at the state and local level. And we know that forensics labs, coroner's offices, medical examiners' offices are really cash-strapped and staff spare. They don't have the resources to do the basic work, much less to conduct research on their own. Now, we in the federal government support that research to some extent, but the states really need to step up. And so that's one area where we'd like to see more support for research and forensics on the ground. Another area that I'm very interested in, it goes beyond forensics. It's what I'm calling evidence to action, and it's a key priority for me as NIJ director because I want to support not just the translation of research so it's understandable to the people we're trying to reach, but also making sure that they don't just understand the evidence, but are inspired to make changes because of it. In the forensic space, that's called transition. So how do we ensure that new technological developments in the forensic space are transitioned to practice on the ground?
As you mentioned earlier, you have just newly become the director here at NIJ. Congratulations on this role. What would you like to see happen in your first year?
Well, I got lucky because I started, I think, in June of last year, and already on my desk, awaiting my approval, was a forensic strategic plan. So Forensic Science Strategic Plan, which can be found online, and has done a fantastic job of culling the needs of the field and ensuring that our investments in research and technology development meet those needs. And the way we do that is through what we call the listen, learn, and inform model. So key to the development of that plan is hearing from AAFS members and others in the field, practitioners that often volunteer their time to help us identify what are their pain points, what are areas where they need more support, more knowledge, more technology, more efficiency, and to help fill those gaps. And that's what we've done with the strategic plan, and that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing us implement and make good on. Another way to meet the needs of the field, and this is related to our forensic science strategic plan, is recognizing the needs of the workforce. And we're well aware that there are recruitment and retention issues in the discipline, and also a lack of diversity. We'd like to see a lot more diversity. So part of our strategic plan is to also use our graduate research fellowship program, which is a program that supports dissertation research across the spectrum of science and engineering, and that can help support emerging scholars, including scholars of color. We also are looking in the coming year to support minority serving institutions to level the playing field and make them more competitive in seeking and winning research grants from NIJ.
You mentioned that strategic plan. What role, if any, does AAFS have in that strategic plan?
What's really important is reaching out to the field and learning from them. And AAFS has been really generous in making time for us, allowing us to host a complimentary symposium so that we can share what's new in the technology space and hear from its members during the annual conference, supporting the publication of research in its journal, and a lot of other ways. And so we hope to continue that close collaboration over time.
What would you envision, or I maybe say hope, is on the horizon for the future of forensic science?
There are so many areas of opportunity to build new knowledge. One area is in marijuana detection. So there's a lot of challenges around, is it hemp, is it marijuana, as well as, importantly, marijuana impairment among motorists particularly. We also need to invest in next-gen sequencing. We need to invest in more of those studies around the validation and value of the various pattern analysis disciplines. We need more research and analysis on artificial intelligence and other machine learning in the forensics discipline. We need more social science research on what works to attract, recruit, and retain the forensics workforce.
Can you tell us a little bit about NIJ's recent efforts to support the field of death investigations, including your collaborations with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention?
We're currently working with CDC to update our 2011 death investigation guide, which is a huge resource for the field, but definitely demands updating with the current knowledge. We're also working with them on issues around data. It's very important that we have better information about data infrastructure, data standardization, data automation, and data sharing so that data in the forensics discipline can be shared across medical examiners' officers, coroners' officers, public crime labs, and the forensics science community.
Wonderful. Well, again, congratulations on your new role, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks. It's been my pleasure.